I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. A Highland Falls man will be charged with second-degree murder for the fatal stabbing of his wife during a violent domestic dispute Friday night in their Highland Falls apartment. At a news conference today, state police revealed what happened that night at the Fort Putnam Street home of Leonard and Junco Salters.
On Friday, June 20th at approximately 9:40 p.m., the Highland Falls PD responded to a report of a violent domestic dispute at 35 Fort Putnam Road. Upon arrival, officers knocked on the door repeatedly. A male who was apparently injured opened the door, walked past the officers, and the officers also observed a person later identified as Junco Salters, age 62, apparently critically injured on the floor of the apartment. One officer attempted to pursue, who was later identified as Leonard Salters, age 51. The other officer began to render life-saving efforts to Junco Salters. Both officers ultimately continued life-saving efforts, and approximately 10 minutes after their arrival, Junco Salters was transported via ambulance to St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital, where she's pronounced dead. Her visible injuries were multiple stab wounds.
Leonard Salters was taken into custody Saturday morning after he'd crashed his car in Irvington, New Jersey. He's currently in critical but stable condition at Rutgers University Medical Center. Major Regan says when his condition improves, he will face extradition back to Orange County, where he will face the second-degree murder charge. Police had been called to the Salters apartment earlier Friday evening for what at that time was a non-violent domestic dispute call. A Saugerties mother has been charged with endangering the welfare of a child after police say she drove her teenage daughter and two other girls to a local field so her 14-year-old daughter and her companions could start a fist fight and beat up another girl. 36-year-old April Joyce was arrested following an investigation into the May 23rd incident at the field off Main Street in Saugerties. Village police say they obtained a video of the fight where Joyce could reportedly be seen and heard encouraging the three girls to hit the 12-year-old victim. She was struck several times in the face and repeatedly knocked to the ground. Police say the 12-year-old suffered what were described as soft tissue injuries. Joyce is due to appear in Saugerties Village Court June 30th. In Sullivan County, a woman from Roscoe has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated DWI under Leandra's law, plus 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child following an accident on Tanana Lake Road in Roscoe. State police say a car driven by a 53-year-old Ann Slowy veered off the road and ended up in a ditch. Slowy told officers it happened when she turned around to reprimand her 2 young children who were later removed from the scene by a friend. The children were unhurt. A subsequent investigation by police led to the DWI and endangering charges. Officials gathered at Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh today to announce that the college plans to partner with ICANN New York, a Hudson Valley-based business incubator and accelerator, in order to launch Startup Newburgh with the goal of aiding Newburgh's economic development through creation of new job opportunities. If the application is approved, Startup Newburgh will offer business and technical guidance for businesses involved in the development of healthcare, life sciences, medical devices, biotech, and associated industries. The Mount will provide space for startup, emerging and existing businesses in order to develop and expand operations at low cost. Falcone has been found in the city of Poughkeepsie. Canine is in good condition following an ordeal that began last week when the dog ran from his handler to chase a deer during a police training session in the town of Lloyd. Falcone was located Saturday in a wooded area near the Highland Residential Center in the town of Lloyd. Members of various police agencies and a number of volunteers had taken part in the search. And they were there in spirit. The Great Hudson River Revival Clearwater Festival Saturday at Croton Point Park was a tribute in words, song, and art to the Clearwater founders, legendary folk singer and Hudson River activist Pete Seeger and his wife Toshi, who both died within the past year. Thousands of people came to enjoy the music and the messages of peace, civil rights, and environmental activism that served as Seeger's personal missions over the decades. The slough Clearwater, the floating classroom, was once again a part of the party that celebrated the cleanup of the Hudson inspired by the Seegers. We should have another day of pretty nice early summer weather. Tuesday will be partly sunny and maybe a bit more humid, with temperatures getting up into the lower 80s. Wednesday will be partly cloudy with the threat of showers or thunderstorms. The highs are expected to reach the upper 80s. And remember, breaking news is just a click away all day long, right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.